What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here today, bringing you a T20 game against India. Just to let you know what has been happening in this New Zealand career mode, we've played basically just some one-off test matches against a few good sides. We played India, who are now here playing the first of two T20 internationals. Played South Africa, which in a game I thought we probably were going to lose. We managed to go and scrape it out by the edge of our skin. Won that one by like 10 runs or something ridiculous. It was crazy. And hopefully we can go and carry on here. I'm still looking... I mean, the World Cup really isn't that far away, and I'm still looking for players to really go and stand up and make their place, you know, in the squad count, which there are still a few spaces to go. I mean, Ross Taylor's not playing today. He's not in the greatest of form, and we really need someone to go, and we're trying to groom someone into that middle-order batsman that can go and replace the likes of Ross Taylor and Brendan McCullum when the time comes right for them to retire. And as I said, we've gone through a few people. I've tried Daryl Mitchell, who in one days and T20s can do it for me. Like, he's a good player. He's not really a test player. I've given him his chances, given him his shots, and he just hasn't gone and taken them. So I don't think test match cricket is for Daryl Mitchell. But Will Young from Central Districts, I gave him a game against this Indian side in the recent test match. He scored 58 coming in. I think he batted at 5 or 6 possibly. So he's potentially a guy who could go and maybe light it up for us in the middle order come, you know, World Cup time, potentially, because players are still playing for their spots. Openers as well, you know, it's a wee bit hard. I think Guptill today, Guptill and Rutherford are playing. I think they're going to probably be my two openers because they are the most consistent. The all-rounder spot, there's still a wee bit of debate up for that. Jimmy Neesham and Kieran Noema Barnett. Noema Barnett is playing outstandingly well in test matches, not so great in the one-day games. Jimmy Neesham's kind of the guy who, you know, he can go and slide into anywhere. Maybe his batting has let me down a little bit in the past, but his bowling really is outstanding, and it really can go and change a game. You know, it's great to have him in there as a fifth bowler. And James Fuller, who's also playing today as well, he's played a few games. Whether he's going to go and make the final cut for the World Cup squad, that is another story, but we will just have to wait and see. No need to use spin today, which is good. You know, this is the first time that we haven't had to use spin in a while. First choice spinner as well. Do we take a spinner to the World Cup? Do we take a spinner to England? That is a very, very good question. Personally, I want to say no. Personally, alright, I am going to have to use spin today. Personally, I don't really want to take a frontline spinner. I'm quite comfortable with going and playing Kane Williamson in that role, just so he can go and get through a few overs, but towards the back end of this innings, we're getting a fair bit of stick. We really need a wicket of one of these two because they are tearing us apart. And they've really gone and changed the dynamic of this game. They've taken 36 off the last 2 overs, which has really gone and swung the game, I'd say, back in India's favour. So it will be very interesting to see what can happen now, because lately we have been bowling very well to the tail and haven't really let them be able to do anything. We've been getting them out quick. They haven't been able to score runs. And because of that, totals have been quite low. Tim Southey's actually on 4 for 27. I didn't know that he was bowling that well today. I didn't know that he had taken 4 wickets. But he has. And MS Dhoni, this is the big one. I think if we can go and pick him up in this over, or pick him up soon, or deprive him of strike, well, it doesn't matter because we've gone and picked him up anyway. But I was going to say, if we can deprive him of strike, it is going to make it a lot easier for these other guys coming in now. And I mean, hopefully Tim Southey can go and pick up one of these two. He's gone and done it. He's picked up another 5 for in T20s. And all of a sudden, we're going back to that thing that I was talking about, that when it comes down to the crunch time, New Zealand death bowling in this game, for me, against the tail enders, is very good. It's very, very good. We don't allow them, we don't let the tail wag. The tail does not stick around for long. Basically, it's in and out, just like that. And that's good, because it means that totals don't go and get blown over. You don't add an extra 10 to 20 runs on, which can be a big difference in T20s and one days. It can be the difference between winning and losing a game. Hamish Rutherford has really been deprived of strike here. That's only his 4th ball that he has faced. Guppy is hogging the strike, but with all right, he's 36 off 21, and he's carrying on his good form. There goes the 50 partnership. These two bat very well together in all forms of the game. You know, when I started this career, if you'd said, you know, by the time the next World Cup comes around, that Hamish Rutherford would be opening with Martin Guptill, I'd say, you're joking. No way he is going to play one-day cricket. No way he's going to play T20 cricket. But he is, I don't know what it is, but he's a very good player in all formats for me. He just gets it done. You know, he may not be the quickest guy in the world acceleration-wise today, but on his day, he can be super-duper quick. And there was actually, I don't know if there was an interview with him, but I remember hearing that he said, and I'm not going to say a quote because it probably won't be his exact words, but I've heard that he prefers playing test matches because he can play more aggressive because there are more gaps in the field. So he's not a guy who is a defensive player by any means. He likes to be an attacking player. He just doesn't really get the opportunity to go and do it. Martin Guptill is closing in on a ton. He basically needs to just hog the strike here, and he's going to go very close to getting it. Oh, he's not going to get it. Hamish Rutherford, you greedy, greedy bastard. Hitting a 6 to get your own 50 when Guptill is only 4 away from 100. But that's a 150 run partnership. That is the win as well for New Zealand. Very comfortable in the end, getting there with 3.1 overs left, 10 wickets left in hand. Guptill must pick up the man of the match. He gets it for his 96 not out. Dhoni actually had a bowl. I didn't even really notice that. He'd taken off the gloves, said, here you go, you have the gloves, I'm going to have a bowl. Didn't quite work out for him. None for 12. Virat Kohli bowled as well. Who knows what this Indian side was going and thinking. But anyway, guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Just looking ahead, and I'm going to say probably the next video is probably going to be what might be a T20 against India or maybe a one-dayer. Another game against India before we go and build up to the World Cup. Just to have those last few players try and cement their place for the World Cup in England. I don't know why it's in England again. It always seems to be in England in this game. Very, very strange. But anyway, guys, do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like. If you are new, please do subscribe. Tune in later today. We're going to have some more Cricket Coach Dutch domination where we're looking to go and wrap up the ODI Championship, Division 1 Championship there. Hope you've had a good weekend.